Chapter 4. Skepticism versus cynicism. What's the difference? Doubt, but make it productive. There's a fine line between skepticism and cynicism. So fine, in fact, that many people trip over it and land in a pit of nihilistic despair. It's understandable. Both skeptics and cynics question the world around them, reject superficial explanations, and carry a built-in radar for nonsense. But while skepticism is the intellectual art of constructive doubt, cynicism often feels like skepticism's grumpy cousin, louder, angrier, and completely unwilling to entertain solutions. If skepticism asks, "What if we don't know enough yet?" Cynicism shrugs and mutters, "Does it even matter?" In other words, skepticism opens doors, cynicism bolts them shut. One is a flashlight, illuminating the dark corners of our assumptions. The other is a damp towel, thrown over the flickering candle of curiosity. So, let's untangle these two mindsets and see why skepticism is the hero we need, and why cynicism could use a vacation. Skepticism. Curiosity with guardrails. Skepticism has been the engine of human progress for centuries. When Copernicus doubted the Earth-centric model of the universe, he wasn't just being difficult, he was challenging assumptions to uncover the truth. Skepticism is the voice that says, "Sure, but can we test it?" It's the antidote to complacency, encouraging us to poke, prod, and question until we separate fact from fiction. At its heart, skepticism is a balance of open-mindedness and critical thinking. It doesn't reject ideas outright, it examines them carefully. Think of it as a discerning dinner guest, willing to taste the dish but politely asking what's in it first, and maybe Googling the recipe later. A good skeptic doesn't assume they know better, they assume they don't know enough. Skepticism is constructive because it leaves room for wonder and discovery. It doesn't merely dismantle false beliefs, it actively searches for better ones. When Galileo turned his telescope to the heavens, he wasn't just proving the church wrong about planetary orbits, he was giving us a new perspective on our place in the universe. That's the beauty of skepticism. It's always looking for the next great insight, the next leap forward. Cynicism, the art of giving up. Now, let's talk about cynicism, the Eeyore of intellectual attitudes. While skepticism thrives on curiosity, cynicism thrives on disappointment. Where skeptics seek answers, cynics dismiss the question entirely. "Why bother?" is the mantra of the cynic, and it's as deflating as a flat tire on a rainy day. Cynicism often masquerades as wisdom, but it's more like a shortcut. Instead of grappling with complexity, cynics default to disbelief. Politician promises? Lies. New scientific breakthrough? Probably a hoax. Genuine human kindness? What's their angle? Cynicism doesn't just doubt, it assumes the worst, and in doing so, it stifles any chance of growth or progress. To be fair, cynicism often comes from a place of exhaustion. The cynic has been burned one too many times, by broken systems, false hopes, or people who really were lying. But instead of channeling that frustration into constructive action, cynicism becomes a wall, blocking out not only falsehoods, but also the possibility of something better. It's skepticism without the hope. The key differences. To put it simply, skepticism and cynicism differ in three major ways. 1. Motivation. Skepticism is motivated by curiosity and a desire to understand. Cynicism is motivated by distrust and a desire to protect oneself from disappointment. The skeptic says, "Let's investigate." The cynic says, "It's probably garbage." 2. Outcome. Skepticism leads to discovery, learning, and sometimes even joy. Cynicism leads to stagnation, bitterness, and a really bad attitude at parties. The skeptic asks, "What's the evidence?" The cynic declares, "Who cares?" 3. Mindset. Skepticism is open to being proven wrong, while cynicism assumes it's already right. The skeptic admits, "I don't know everything." The cynic insists, "Nobody knows anything." Why we need skepticism and less cynicism. In an era of misinformation, skepticism is a survival skill. It helps us navigate the world's increasingly murky waters, from political spin to wellness trends promising eternal youth via kale smoothies. A skeptic asks, "Where's the data? What's the source? Is this claim reproducible?" Cynicism, on the other hand, simply tunes out. it's all lies anyway. But the problem with cynicism is that it gives up too soon. Imagine if Galileo had said, "Hey, the church is probably wrong, but what's the point?" Or if scientists today decided, "Climate change solutions are too hard, so let's just give up." Cynicism lets the bad guys win, not because it agrees with them, but because it doesn't bother fighting back. Skepticism, in contrast, keeps us engaged. It reminds us that while the world is often messy and flawed, it's still worth trying to understand and improve. Skeptics don't settle for easy answers, but they also don't throw their hands up in despair. They keep asking questions, even when the answers are elusive, because they know that progress depends on persistence. Finding the balance. Of course, no one is immune to cynicism. After all, we live in a world where clickbait headlines scream, "Scientists discover cure for aging," only to reveal that the cure involves a rare molecule found exclusively in Greenland shark livers. It's easy to roll your eyes and give up. But the skeptic in you knows better. It knows that the next discovery, or even the next headline, might actually hold something revolutionary. So how do we strike the right balance? Here are a few tips for staying skeptical without slipping into cynicism. 1. Ask questions, don't shut down. Instead of dismissing a claim outright, dig deeper. What's the evidence? Who's making the claim? Is it supported by credible sources? 2. Stay open-minded, but not gullible. Be willing to entertain new ideas, but don't abandon critical thinking. Remember, open-mindedness doesn't mean letting your brain fall out. 3. Separate problems from people. Skepticism challenges ideas, not individuals. Cynicism, however, often slips into attacking motives rather than addressing facts. 4. Celebrate progress. Even in a flawed world, victories happen. Celebrate them. Cynicism forgets to notice the wins. Skepticism reminds us to keep moving forward. The takeaway: at their core, skepticism and cynicism are responses to the same problem: uncertainty. The difference lies in how they handle it. Skepticism rolls up its sleeves and gets to work, while cynicism throws in the towel. One builds bridges, the other burns them. So, the next time you feel tempted to dismiss something out of hand, take a moment to channel your inner skeptic. Ask questions, challenge assumptions, and most importantly, stay curious, because the world doesn't need more cynics. It needs more skeptics with flashlights, ready to illuminate the truth. Footnote: cynics might argue that flashlights are overrated because batteries always die. Skeptics, however, carry spares.